morning, children. Today, too, we shall continue learning about the solar system. Solar system is nothing but the sun's family. The solar system includes the sun, that is the center of the solar system. It is the source of heat and light. It is the only brightest star in the solar system. We learned about planets. There are altogether 8 planets in the solar system. They are circular bodies that revolve around the sun. They do not have their own heat and light. They reflect on the light of the sun. We learned about stars that are self-luminous bodies, which means they have their own heat and light. Stars are big in size, but because they are far off from Earth, they look tiny in size. Well, today we shall complete the family of the solar system by learning about the other members. They are the satellites, asteroids, and comets. Now, asteroids and comets are not included in your syllabus, but it is always good to know about them. Well, let's talk about satellites in detail. Now, satellites are said to be friends of planets. Children, all of you have friends, isn't it? And you call them your best friend. You share your tiffin box or your pencil, or even invite them for your birthday party. Why do you do that? Because they are close to you and you want to be with them all the time, play with them all the time, share your stories with them all the time. So same way, satellites are present with the planets all the time. Like planets, they do not have their own heat and light. In our last video, we learned that planets do not have their own heat and light. So same way, even satellites do not have their own heat and light. They are with the planets all the time, as we learned just now. Children, now there are 2 types of satellites. You have natural satellites and artificial satellites. Natural satellites are these satellites which are already present in the solar system and they belong to the family of the solar system. While artificial satellites are satellites that are sent by the scientists into space. We will see what is the use of artificial satellites now. Now, each planet has its own number of satellites. They are called natural satellites. Mercury and Venus have no satellites of their own. Our planet Earth has 1 satellite and Mars has 2 satellites. Jupiter, that is the largest planet in the solar system, has 66 satellites. Saturn, that is the most beautiful planet, has 62 satellites. Uranus has 27 and Neptune has 13. Now children, can you tell me which planet has the most number of satellites? Yes, it's Jupiter. Now Jupiter has the most number of satellites, plus it is the largest planet in the solar system. Not only that, Ganymede is the largest satellite in the solar system and it also belongs to the planet Jupiter. Well, this is very important. Our Earth has only 1 natural satellite. And that is the moon. The moon again is the Earth's natural satellite.
This is a picture of the artificial satellites. Unlike natural satellites, artificial satellites are sent by the scientists into space to take pictures of different planets. Now, our Earth has many artificial satellites all around the world. And why is that? That helps to understand the weather phenomena. Because of this, scientists can predict, oh, there is a storm gonna come in the northern hemisphere or a tsunami going to take place in the southern hemisphere. Now take a look at some pictures taken from the satellite. Now we move on learning about orbits. In our last class 2, we learned about orbits and we learned that they are fixed path on which planets revolve around. I'll repeat it again. They are fixed paths on which planets revolve around. Let me show you with an activity now. This is an activity to show you that planets revolve around its own orbits. This is the Sun, planet Mercury, planet Venus and planet Earth. This is the orbit on which Mercury will revolve around, the orbit on which Venus will revolve around and the orbit on which Earth will revolve around. Now let us see how the planets revolve around its own orbit. There is a pattern. Now all planets revolve from west to east. So we'll see Mercury revolving around from west to east. See? It revolves around the Sun and it comes back to the same position at which it started from. Now, planet Venus revolves in the opposite direction. If Mercury revolves from the west to east, planet Venus will revolve from east to west. So it moves in the opposite direction. See the orbit on which Venus revolves around. It exactly revolves around its own orbit. And after a full turn, it comes back in its original position. Now let us see the third planet, that is our Earth. Like Mercury, Earth too revolves from west to east. Observe carefully, children. The Earth is moving on its own axis or the orbit. And with this, it completes one full turn. So children, we learned a lot about the solar system. Now we will learn a little about our planet Earth. Now our planet Earth moves. Do you think it is still? No, it keeps moving. Now it moves in two ways. You have revolution and you have rotation. You have revolution and rotation. Both begin with the letter R. Now revolution causes seasons. And rotation causes day and nights. For a planet to complete a revolution, it takes its own time. Now our planet Earth takes about 1 year to complete one revolution, and to complete one rotation, it takes 24 hours. Just look how Earth completes one full revolution. Now it will move in this direction. It started from here and it moves exactly around its own orbit. It reaches the place from where it started, which means that the earth has completed one full round. In other words, it means one full revolution. Let's do it again. When the earth takes a full roundabout turn around its orbit and reaches back the same place from where it started is called one full revolution. It takes our earth one full year, that is 365 days plus 6 hours, to complete one full revolution. Now let us see how one revolution causes many seasons. This is the orbit on which the earth will revolve, and while revolving it will experience different seasons. Let us see each season. Now first we get winter. During winter we feel cold. In many places we have snow. Children make snowman or different other objects out of snow. During winter we wear warm clothes to protect us from the cold. And remember one thing, children, during winter nights are longer and days are shorter. We move on to the next season, that is autumn. During autumn, the leaves start changing its color or shedding. In other words, trees start shedding the leaves. We find leaves all over the place. Why is that? Because we are in the autumn season. And remember one thing, children, in the autumn season, it starts getting cooler and then it moves to the winter season. As we proceed on, we have summer season. Summer season is a hot season where we receive the heat from the sun. But it is the best time for children to play outdoors. During summer season, we wear cotton clothes so that we can absorb the heat from our body. As we move further, we get spring. During spring, we see a beautiful and colorful rainbow. Flowers bloom and the nature is to the fullest. And the last, we have the rainy season. During the rains, we see people wearing raincoats, boots, and also carry an umbrella because we have to protect ourselves from the rain. But rain is one natural phenomena that has to occur in a year. So as you see, the earth started from this point and it reaches the same point. Now you will realize that the pattern of seasons is not the same. The pattern of season depends on the light of the sun that falls on the earth, and it differs every year in different places of the world. Children, observe this picture carefully. You will see you have the sun and the different other planets of the solar system revolving around the sun. And you can see our earth there, the third planet, also revolving around the sun. And the earth starts at one point and completes one full circle, and we call it a revolution. Now every planet takes its own time to complete one revolution. Let us see in detail. Mercury takes 88 days to complete one revolution. Venus takes 225 days. Earth takes, this is very important for you children, 365 days plus 6 hours to complete one whole revolution. Mars takes 687 days. Jupiter, that is the largest planet, takes 11 years plus 315 days to complete a whole revolution. Saturn takes 29 years. Uranus takes 84 years and Neptune takes 165 years to complete a whole revolution. The farther from the sun, the more number of years a planet takes to complete a whole revolution. Now we move on to understanding what does rotation mean. Rotation means when the earth moves around its own axis, or it keeps rotating. As you can see, it's rotating on its own axis. Now we shall see how a rotation causes a full day or day and nights. The earth is divided into two halves. You have this side and this side. Now this side of the earth experiences day, as you can see the sunrise, and this side of the earth experiences night. Now how does this happen? Because the earth keeps rotating. That means people who experience day for 12 hours will experience night as the earth keeps rotating, and people who experienced night will now experience day. That's why one whole rotation will cause day and night. Children, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson learning about the solar system and our planet Earth. Read the lesson thoroughly and learn the difficult spellings. Thank you.